Good morning. All right, we are doing Fun with Fractions, NF 1 and 2, pages 3 and 4. And I'm going to work through page 3 with you and get you started on page 4. So get your yellow packet out, pause this video, get your yellow packet out, and let's work together. All right, number 1 says, identify the fraction shown in the model, then multiply the numerator and denominator by 2 to find an equivalent fraction. So remember, when we're finding an equivalent fraction, we have to multiply the top and the bottom by the same number so that it's equal. If I multiply 1 by 5 and 1 by 7, that's not fair. That's different numbers that I'm multiplying, so it has to be equal. So let's look at this first fraction. We're going to identify it. How many pieces are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know that there are 5 pieces, so I'm going to put a 5 right there. How many of those pieces are colored in? You can see that there are 2 colored in, so I'm going to put a 2 up there. So the fraction that I'm starting with is 2/5. It tells me right here to multiply the numerator and the denominator, so these two numbers, numerator, denominator, by which number? 2. So what is 5 times 2? Is 10. And what is 2 times 2? That is 4. So if someone asked you, do you want 2/5 of a candy bar or 4/10 of a candy bar? You could say, I'll take either because they are equivalent. They are equal. All right. Let's look at number 2. Number 2 says, identify the fraction shown in the model, just like we did before. Then divide the numerator and denominator by 3 to find an equivalent fraction. Now, we can also divide. So an equivalent fraction can come from multiplying by the same number or dividing by the same number. The important thing is that it is the same number because it has to be equal. So let's count up the pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many pieces are colored in? 1, 2, 3. So the fraction that I'm starting with is 3/6. Now it says divide by 3. So I'm going to divide by 3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. And 3 divided by 3 is 1. So if we look at this, is 3 out of 6 half? Yes. So if someone says, do you want 1/2 or 3/6 of a candy bar? You could say, I'll have either because both are exactly the same. All right, let's do this one. Identify the fraction shown in the model, then multiply or divide to find an equivalent fraction. So we get to choose. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. There is 1 colored in. And I'm going to keep this nice and simple. I'm going to say, let's multiply times 3. We divided by 3 here. Let's multiply times 3. Okay, remember, if we multiply the bottom one, we have to multiply the top one to keep them equal. So 4 times 3 is 12, and 3 times 1 is 3. So 1/4 is the same as 3/12. All right, moving on to number 4. Place the fraction 2/6 on the number line below. Okay, so let's see how many this is split into. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. So 2/6, this would be 1/6. And this would be 2/6. So 2/6 is right there on the number line. So you're going to put a dot on 2/6. And now it says write an equivalent fraction. Pick a number. Pick a number below 10, 10 or below. Let's choose 10. So let's do times 10. Uh-oh, my pen's running out. Let's try this one. Let's do times 10. Remember, whatever we choose to do to the top, we can do to the bottom. So what is 10 times 2? 20. And what is 10 times 6? 60. So 2/6 is the same as 20/60ths. Now, my friends, you can choose whatever number you want there. If you don't want a 10 there, you can choose a 2, you can choose a 3, you can choose a 4, you can choose a 5, but just multiply them both by the same number. All right, let's move on to number 5. Place the fraction 4/8 on the number line. There's 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8. Right there, 4/8. And now we need to find an equivalent fraction. We can divide or we can multiply. Divide or multiply. So I'm going to times this. I'm just going to pick 2. So 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 2 is 16. So 4/8 is equivalent to 8/16. Now, my friends, you can pick any number you want here. Your answer might be different if you chose a 3 or a 4. All right, next one. Place the fraction 3/5 on the number line below. 1/5, 2/5, 3/5. And now we need to find an equivalent fraction. What do you want to multiply by? I'm going to pick 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 5 is 15. So 9/15 and 3/5 are equivalent. All right, number 7. Find the missing number in the equivalent fraction below. All right, so we're going from bigger to smaller. So what did we do to get bigger to smaller? Well, we know we're going to have to divide, because in fractions we either have to multiply or divide, and the only thing that gets us smaller in those two is to divide. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, so we're dividing by 4. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So 4/16 is equivalent to 1/4. Oh, on this one, now we're getting bigger. We're going from 2 to 4. So is that multiplication or division? Well, we know to get bigger, we have to multiply. So 2 times what is 4? 2 times 2. If I multiply by 2 here, what do I have to do here? Multiply by 2. So what is 3 times 2? That is 6. All right, now, again, we're going from bigger to smaller. Bigger to smaller. So I'm going to be what? Dividing. Bigger to smaller, I have to divide. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. So 1/3 is the same as 4/12. All right, now, the next question says, color 3/4 of the shape below, then write an equivalent fraction. We're going to actually do it backward because this is split up into 8 sections. So it's easier if we find how many we should color in. So how do I get from 4 to 8? What did I do? I multiplied by 2. So if I multiply by 2 here, what do I have to do to the top? Multiply by 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. So how many of those 8 should I be coloring in? I should be coloring in 6 of those. And that is the same as coloring in 3/4. All right, let's look at this next one. We're going from smaller to bigger, so we're multiplying. How do I get from 3 to 6? I multiply by 2. 3 times 2 is 6, so 2 times 2 is 4. So how many of those should I be coloring in? 4. And you can color in any 4 you want. Doesn't have to be these 4. Okay? All right, last one. How do I get from 4 to 12? What did I multiply by? 4 times 3 equals 12. So 4 times 3 is 12. So 1 times 3 is 3. So how many of those should I be coloring in? 3 of them. And again, my friends, they can be any 3 that you want. Does not have to be the same. All right, there are the answers for equivalent fractions page. Now, the last thing that I'm going to start you with is page 4, and I'm going to teach you the butterfly trick. Okay, we're going to learn the butterfly trick. We're going to be comparing fractions to see which one's bigger and which one's smaller. So if someone said to you, do you want 3/8 of a candy bar or do you want 2/6 of a candy bar? You would want to know which is the bigger piece. So this is the trick. We're going to create butterfly wings. We're going to do 6 times 3. We're going to create a butterfly wing here. And 6 times 3 is 18. You can see that right there. We're going to now create a butterfly wing on this side. 8 times 2. 8 times 2 is 16. Well, which of these is bigger, 18 or 16? The 18 is larger. The 18 is connected with this fraction. So 3/8, this one here with the 18, is larger than 2/6. So if someone said to you, would you like 3/8 of a candy bar or 2/6 of a candy bar? You would say, I would like 3/8 of a candy bar. Okay? So let's go ahead and do a couple of these, and then I'm going to let you finish this page. All right, so I'm going to create a butterfly wing here. 3 times 15 is what? 45. So I'm going to put 45 up there. And then I'm going to create a butterfly wing here. 9 times 5 is what? 45. Oh, 45 and 45. Those are equal. So in this space, you're going to put equal. Those are equivalent. All right, next butterfly wing. 2 times 6 is 12. And 3 times 8 is 24. Which of those is larger, 12 or 24? 24 is larger. Therefore, this fraction that's next to the 24 is larger. So I'm going to eat that fraction. Okay, let's do another. Butterfly wing, 5 and 8. 5 times 8 is 40. 3 times 8 is 24. Which one is larger, 40 or 24? Well, the 40 is larger. It's connected to 5/8. So 5/8 is larger. I'm going to put my alligator mouth to eat 5/8. All right, last example, and then I'm going to let you finish this page yourself. Okay, I'm going to multiply butterfly wing number 1. 4 times 2 is 8. And I'm going to multiply this butterfly wing. 6 times 2 is 12. And now I'm going to have an 8 and a 12. Which one is larger? The 12. So 2/4 is greater than 2/6. All right, my friends, I would like you to finish this page doing exactly what we just did here. And I would like you to go through number 12. All right, my friends, fun with fractions, pages 3 and 4. Talk to you later.